Jurassic Godzilla roar.
I need to get like a beginning screen thing for my videos set up sometime.
Would be nice.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. Like, does OBS even have that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I kind of had to make my own for when I did the Jurassic World Evolution 2 live stream last night.
Oh.
So that's actually my upload for today. It's not that live stream. It's actually something else I did.
Okay.
It is a speed build.
Ooh, nice.
And it
Oh
should,
yeah, the Jurassic the Jurassic World.
the park builder.
Yeah.
In about a minute. Wow. Then it will start processing, which takes the longest amount of time. Come on, Jurassic. Where are you? Get that?
I wish sometimes Simo could join us. I think that'd be cool. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Well, he did say he would like to tune in to one of these podcasts at some point.
Yeah. And he is
Nice.
on the Discord.
I know.
But I
It was kind of a surprising thing. I didn't think he'd actually be open to that.
I think both me and who was it? Either Jurassic or Shark asked him to. We both asked him to come onto the Discord.
Yeah, I asked, I don't know what you guys are talking about because I'm playing the app. If you guys are talking about Tyrannos Senpai, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Good, Jurassic. Come on, get off your freaking Minecraft.
I only
Quit
play Minecraft. I only play Minecraft on Xbox.
I've never played Minecraft. I find it cringe.
I just like to build stuff on it. That's all I do is just build stuff on creative mode.
That's why we have other games.
Yep.
I'm just gonna go ahead and start. Podcast. Ancient futures. How did I title it last time? I need consistency. Consistency.
Wasn't it like Ancient Futures podcast?
I need to figure out what I titled it the first time.
Eh.
Ancient Futures episode. Okay, I got you now. Ancient Futures episode 2. Domestication.
Also, people that are on my stream, if you haven't already, if you like my content, please subscribe and like the video. It does my channel so much. Oh, he's talking again.
We're alive.
What's up, stream?
Hello, everybody.
Okay. Before we do get started, though, I would like to share this in the Discord server. When did I become the freaking Sith guy from the Star Wars trilogy? I don't know his freaking name. He was the Emperor.
I don't know.
Nor do I care because I do not like Star Wars.
I barely even watch Star Wars, so I'm not into it really. But I like the fact that they use lightsabers that can slice you in half. That's pretty cool.
Hopefully I can see my chat through this. Pretty sure I will be able.
I need to get 2 screens. Oh, where'd he go? He disappeared. There you are. Where'd she go? Oh, where'd he go?
I don't know. One moment. Here. And the next thing you know, I am gone. Anyway, I think we should now get this episode underway.
Okie dokie.
So, hello, my co-highs. Hope you're doing well. I'm your host, Tyrannos Senpai, and welcome to another episode of Ancient Futures, the podcast where we talk about how dinosaurs and humans could coexist with each other. I'm joined today by Caitlin and Sharknado, who were here in the previous episode. Jurassic Master, I have no idea where he is, but playing Minecraft. I don't know if he forgot. But hey ho, we'll continue on. Anyway, so last time we talked about how is it possible for humans and dinosaurs to coexist with each other? Now we're gonna bring this around and talk about a very common subject when it revolves around animals, and that is domestication, as in pets
And
like
livestock.
Well, not necessarily not livestock. I mean, it could go that far, but yeah. So today we're going to talk about what kind of dinosaurs would be good pets, what they could be used for, and which dinosaurs should not and will not be allowed to be kept as domestic, pets. Like which ones would be illegal to keep for safety reasons or endangered species and things like that. So, when we think of like our typical house pets, basically,
Cat and
we
dog.
think of common stuff like cats and dogs and hamsters, guinea pigs, fish, that sort of thing.
Yeah. We gotta think of like smaller dinosaurs that are both maybe herbivores, omnivores, and maybe a little carnivores, depending on what they are.
Yeah. Luckily for us, there's a wide range to choose from since the average dinosaur was about the size of a deer.
Yep. And like those little small ones that are the size of chickens, like those would be good pets because they smell.
But let's see, what are we?
Maybe velociraptors could be pets because they're small
Like compies.
and they could like eat. They can like let them outside and like they can kill the rats or maybe even compies for you.
Well, yeah, raptors would be pretty good at like it depends on the raptor, right?
Yeah.
Like velociraptors, they're about the right size. They're about the size of a medium dog. They probably would be like a good substitute for a dog.
Maybe like a
bird-like than a mammal.
like a hunting dog.
You can't let them on your lap because of their claws, their sickle claw.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could like I think they'd be more functional as cats, really, if they're chasing mice and pests and things like that.
Yeah. And the more bigger
They'd be
ones could be
more
used as
akin to
like hunting
cats.
dogs and stuff.
Yeah, so stuff like Deinonychus and things like that would be, excellent for like hunting, like because we have like hunting dogs. I can't name any on the top of my head, but we have dogs that will accompany people while they're hunting deer
Yep.
or moose or whatever. Uh, Having a raptor along or another small to medium sized carnivore would be pretty what's what am I looking for? Effective. I'm gonna say. But what about like dinosaurs that don't really have a use, like say another kind of dromaeosaur, the Microraptor, which is only less than a meter long.
Probably like
They're
a
tiny
cat.
little creatures.
Or like
They'd
a
be. I feel like they'd be more like a lower like a parakeet.
yeah, like a bird. Be like a substitute for a bird.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen Microraptors in Prehistoric Kingdom. They look more bird-like than anything else.
Yeah.
They almost look like they could be a bird if it wasn't for the long tail.
Yep.
So I feel like that'd be more akin to like parrots or lorikeets, things like that.
Yeah.
Basically, you would just keep them just for display, I guess. Because we actually have a good idea of what Microraptors' colors are like. It's kind of like a iridescent bluish black color.
Yeah.
There would be illegal dinosaurs. Or you could get
We'll get to that.
licensed.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah, so raptors would be a primarily good start for like carnivorous pets. There could also potentially be like compies. Like I'm not sure what use you get out of that other than just say I have a compy.
Yeah. It's basically like a little chicken. You just have
Yeah,
a
that's
little.
all it really is.
Yeah. That could be a substitute for a chicken, depending on how fast they make eggs.
I doubt it's as any. I doubt it's quicker than an actual chicken's.
Yeah. But there might be a dinosaur that could like lay eggs like that, but we don't know, of course. But
Yeah, we'll never know really.
yeah. But it'd probably be a good substitute, maybe. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, compies would probably make good for like chickens or things like that, but we don't really know how many eggs they can lay in a day or in a week.
Yeah.
We don't even know if they can lay eggs within that amount of time. So that would be a hard guess, really.
Oh, I just thought of something. Okay, you know those like what were they called? They have like long necks, but they kind of look like a giant compy with a long neck, and they kind of look about the size of an ostrich. If those had eggs, we could like have those like kind of like we have ostrich eggs.
You mean Gallimimus?
Yeah.
Those things are huge. They're like 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
Those wouldn't really be. I guess. Well, you can eat an ostrich egg.
Yep.
I mean, I guess you could have those like you would an ostrich farm.
Yeah.
What are ostrich farms used for anyway? I never really understood that.
Mainly just for ostrich eggs, because they're like technically kind of like a delicacy, kind of like quail eggs. They're more expensive than regular chicken eggs or duck eggs, but they taste different, and they're used in certain recipes. That's why they're so expensive.
Okay, ostriches are loving birds. They are quite easy to raise. They require little maintenance from farmers. One of the reasons why ostrich farming is a ludicrous business is the number of valuables an ostrich has to offer, and very little goes to waste.
Yep. I don't know if you
Okay.
could eat an ostrich though.
No, I don't think you could either. I think you just really eat the egg.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen like ostrich eggs for sale in a zoo, and I'm like, that's messed up. You basically just gave away an ostrich's eggs.
Yeah.
Isn't your whole job to conserve animal wildlife?
Well, technically, ostriches are they're like they can breed really easily, but they're it's like less than a chicken, of course, but their rate of reproduction's like every year. So, and they can have like up to 6 eggs. So the reproduction is pretty fast.
Sweet.
And as long as you don't kill the main adults and stuff and have like a little have where they have some offspring that do live, you can still keep it up and going for a long amount of time.
Right, yeah. But anyway, going back, there are also a bunch of tiny herbivorous dinosaurs that people can have.
Yeah.
Like, say, Microceratus, the small ceratopsian, which is now confirmed to be in Jurassic World Dominion. Spoilers!
Yeah, I was looking at a picture of one of those. That would be cute for like a little tiny Chihuahua dog. Like,
Oh,
because it's tiny. Have it like similar to like that.
yeah, something along those lines. Also, my video just uploaded. Yay! I'll share that one later. Already gotten 3 views. Shit. Anyway, going back on time. There's also this other one that was just brought up in like a prehistoric planet. I'm not sure if you guys saw that new trailer, but there's this tiny, absolutely tiny, ornithopod. It looks like a mini iguanodon. I'm gonna see if I can try to look up the name.
Okay.
It was like this something. Zommoxis. That's the one.
Zommox.
It is a ornithopod that was named that was found in 1899. Sorry, I'm like pausing. I'm starting to get this pain in my chest. Oh boy. They're about 2.5 feet. They're 2.5 feet long. Wait, hold on. What?
Kind of reminds me of a turkey.
They're 8.2 feet long as subadults. And adults are about 9 feet, so they're actually pretty decently sized. The ones that we see in the trailer are probably juveniles. Have you actually seen them in the trailer, the Zommox?
So I don't remember seeing it in the trailer, but it looks like a turkey because it has like a reddish flap around its neck, and that's kind of like what turkeys have. But of course, this thing is huge.
Hold on 1 second. I'm putting it in the general chat.
Nope. I don't think I found the right picture. I probably didn't. Let's see.
Alright, where are you? There it is. Here goes. There it is.
Oh, okay.
And apparently these are juveniles, perhaps.
They look so itty bitty though.
Yeah, they're probably juveniles. You know what? For a dinosaur that's supposed to be 8 feet long, that does make sense now.
Yeah. He's so cute.
You could definitely get one of these, like, when they first hatch from an egg, because these are mini iguanodons, basically. They're tiny.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be outside the realm of possibility of raising one of these things.
Yep.
But let me try to think smaller than that.
There's also small mammals we can think of that live that kind of look like hamsters and rabbits and stuff. We could have those as like small game.
Don't forget that there's also prehistoric mammals like bigger rats and maybe even prehistoric monkeys. So we could have those as pets too, like a giant hamster rat.
I'd be concerned about a giant hamster, and I don't know why, but creatures like Didelphodon and Alphodon came into my mind, and I don't think either of those two would make good pets. I think they would just be too vicious. Like, they're small, but they look mean.
Maybe.
It's kind of like a possum, really.
Yeah, but also
like
you get people do have possums and raccoons as pets.
Yeah, but
they had to win at
see that.
They had them at a young age. I think it's just if they're used to humans, maybe they'll be okay. But if they're like completely wild, it wouldn't be okay.
Yeah, I've seen videos of wild possums getting caught in traps, and they will look at a person, mouth agape, like as if you touch me, I'm gonna frickin' bite you.
Yeah.
Luckily, possums don't carry disease, so there's no risk of getting like something rabies
Yeah.
or whatever. But still, it's gonna hurt. Like
Yeah.
those things have really sharp teeth.
Well, I know.
They'll probably cut the tip of your finger off.
Yeah, so
I've been
so I
bit by a
think
little hamster
like
before. It
prehistoric.
hurts.
So I think Didelphodon and Alphalodon, it would be like a case of a possum. You wouldn't want it, but for those of you that do, it's available, I guess.
Have a giant, big, fluffy rat.
Yeah. There was also like prehistoric flying squirrel looking
It'd probably be like the
creatures.
size of a rabbit, because rabbits can get really big, depending on the species.
Didelphodons are pretty big as well. Like I've seen giant ass rabbits. Like just giant rabbits as big as a toddler.
I've also seen giant cats too. Oh my gosh! And not to mention we have Great Danes. Those things are huge.
Forbid someone tries to raise a frickin' Smilodon.
How would your regular cat, dog, bird get along with your new dinosaur pet? Would he not be able to have your regular pet, or?
It just depends how they get along, just like regular animals.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean,
Yeah.
this is actually something I've seen. This is something I've actually seen, like, on Instagram. There's this woman, I don't know her name, but her account is Tango the Dwarf Cayman. And it is a woman that has a baby cayman named Turbo. Her last cayman, Tango, unfortunately passed away a year
Aww.
ago. She got a new baby one. And she also has a parrot with it. And they get along perfectly. Like a little
Yeah.
cayman and a parrot. Totally fine. That cayman could easily swallow it whole when it's fully grown. But they're totally chill around each other.
Probably because they started at a young age together, or just one was it. The
Well, no,
adult accepts the baby, and then they get along as they grow up.
The thing is that this parrot has actually been around caimans before. It was around when when Tango was alive.
Yeah,
So I guess
so
it's
it's used to.
being around caimans, and that's
Yep.
why it's not so bothered by it.
My cats, I have 4 cats, and they all get along with my bunny rabbit. But in the wild, they'll probably kill the bunny rabbit. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're not using their
Cats.
instinct.
Cats, for whatever
a good thing.
reason, are just efficient killers. They hunt. They're a hunting animal. They'll track down mice, birds, rats, moles.
Yep.
Anything with fur, feathers,
My
and is
cat,
small. They'll try to hunt them down.
I've found
my
so
cat
many
brought-
moles that were
my
left
cat brought,
outside.
mouse into the.
Yeah,
My cat.
like cats can be declawed, and they'll still find a way to catch their prey.
Yep. My cat constantly finds moles and mice when she goes outside, and she's declawed in the front claws, but they can still use her back claws. It's just that way you don't quite as get hurt, but they'll use them if they need to.
My cat brought a mouse into the house.
I found one in my cat's litter box one time, and I was like, ew.
Did you shit it out?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, did this come out of your butt?
I don't want to even think about that.
I was like, cat, what the heck were you thinking? I didn't want the surprise in your litter box.
No.
I have a hard enough time cleaning your litter box because it stinks.
Yeah.
Cats are a lot easier to take care of though than dogs because they're less well. The cats are more independent, while dogs need you a little bit more because you gotta always take them to the restroom and stuff, or if you don't have like a doggy door or something, or a big yard where they can go in.
Yeah.
That's why I like cats. They're so much easier.
Well, I'm allergic to cats. If I'm around them, my skin actually irritates.
There's
Especially if the hair gets in my eyes, it makes my eyes swell and turn.
there is a cat breed that does have hair, but is a natural. It's like fur is natural, non-allergenic.
It's hypoallergenic.
Yeah, and it that would be a good cat if you ever think about out having, because it's you don't get allergies with that cat.
I'm more into lizards than I am dogs and cats.
Lizards.
I live with a dog. He's not mine. He's my folks. I do not see him as my dog. I don't think I'll ever see him as my dog. But lizards have always been my thing. I love um, bearded dragons,
They're
iguanas,
so cute.
skinks. I want to get a blue tongue skink.
Ooh, that
I
sounds
think
cool.
they're
I always,
adorable.
I always catch lizards and study them.
And didn't we
Um,
have like those what are they called? Those lizards in Florida that are big and green. What are they called?
iguanas.
Yeah,
Green and
don't we? Didn't we
lizards.
have like an ancient version of those, but it was bigger in the dinosaur era?
I don't
Do you
know what
mean
you're talking about.
Megalania in Australia, or like there's a bigger lizard?
I'm talking about Florida lizards.
I don't think so. I mean, the only big prehistoric lizard I know of is Meg, well, formerly known as Megalania, but now known as Varanus priscus. But I've never heard of a giant iguana.
Hmm.
I've heard I've heard of giant snakes like Titanoboa. Heaven forbid anyone tries to raise one of those. Jesus Christ, man. You'd be dead in an instant. So, I think we touched upon like dinosaurs that we would keep as like house pets. So like raptors would be
Yeah.
kind of akin to like dogs or cats and things like that. Smaller herbivores like Macroceratus or Zommoxis might be pretty good contenders.
Yep.
What about animals that could be used as working animals, livestock? Like horses, sheep, and things like that. I
Well,
honestly think that ornithopods like Iguanodon, like Tyrannosaurus, could be good like
yeah.
substitutes for horses and donkeys because they are very strong animals.
And if we think about some that are like the size of elephants, you could use those for like moving lots of lumber or uh stuff like
Farming
that. Like,
fields.
yeah.
Like if you use a dinosaur right, you could like really take care of your land.
Yep.
It'd probably be expensive though, because these things need to eat. They need housing. They
Yeah.
need like warmth. They need shelter. They need water. They need all these things to survive. You need to take care of them. Like I'm
If
pretty
we
sure it'd be more. I think it'd be even cheaper to take care of a cow than it would be something like a Tyrannosaurus or an iguanodon or that.
Well, if we have where, like, say, over time, everything becomes like a smaller size after so many thousands of years, and they're like dumbed down versions, like sharks and everything, like how they used to be the size of Megalodon, and now they're like itty bitty.
Yeah.
If that same thing happens with land animals or land dinosaurs, like if we get like a dinosaur that's equivalent to the size of a cow, and like the size of a horse and sheep and etc. like that,
Well,
then
it's
we
not
could
just like
possibly feed those the exact same way we would cows and
not just
horses.
a matter of size. It's also their metabolism.
Yeah.
What they eat. How much of it do they really need to eat? Like it's different for every animal. I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
We also gotta change the
So
feed that we feed them too, depending on what their
yeah,
diet
because
is.
they can't. I mean, we can't just feed them hay.
Yeah.
They need other things to eat. Like grass wasn't around when dinosaurs first evolved. Instead, the ground was littered with like cycads and ferns and things like that. There was no grass, so feeding them hay or grass would just be completely out of the question.
Yeah. We would have to feed
So
them like their consistent
you'd have
diet
to
of
feed
what they eat in the
them.
wild, but maybe like
You'd have to
grind it up.
feed them things that were like around during their time.
Which actually, if we're talking about if we like since they are living in this time period that we are in, depending on what they eat now is what we feed them.
Yeah.
Which
How,
they
I mean,
could
how much
evolve
would
to
all
eat
these
grass. We don't know.
dinosaurs cost?
Sorry, what'd you say, Shark?
How much would all these domestic dinosaurs cost? Way more
Oh,
than like
I
cat
don't want to
cow.
even think about it. Like, a cow is already expensive enough. I can't even imagine the price of, again, like an ornithopod, like iguanodon. Like those things are big. They're 30 feet long, and they are massive dinosaurs.
Like an
Huge.
elephant's worth like quite a bit of money. I think it's like over $100,000
Yeah, so imagine
for just
an
one elephant.
iguanodon, which is probably about as big as an elephant in weight. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's heavier than a cow.
Yep.
So you're gonna have to really feed that thing quite a lot in order to keep it alive and make sure it has
Yeah.
the energy to work.
I
It
think
would also be other genuses, like cats. There's a whole bunch of other cats, like, but well, different kinds of cats.
Yeah.
How would it work for dinosaurs? Like a Microceratus, and then another one with a different skin but has different traits. Like maybe it's cuter,
Yeah.
maybe it's nicer.
It just like
Basically,
forms multi-species.
basically designer dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like how we bred certain species of wolves into different species of dogs.
Exactly.
I guess it all boils down to genetics, really, and breeding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want your dinosaurs to look a certain way, you'd have to breed them to have certain traits.
Same
It's
thing with
what
like
works
meat
with,
and
like,
stuff too.
Like, that's what happens with animal breeders today. Like, they look for certain traits they want, and then they breed them.
Yep.
I see it with pigs. I see it with cats. I see it with dogs.
Cows.
It's basically any pet. What? Owls.
Yeah. You can
They
breed
do
them
that
to
for
produce so much milk or so much meat or the texture and taste of the meat and the milk.
Oh, cows. I thought you said owls.
No.
I was so confused there.
Owls
Like,
giving milk.
owls? Yeah, I was so confused. Like, wait, what? Milk? Meat?
When you said milk, I was like, owls produce milk?
I know pigeons produce milk, like technically speaking, but I didn't know owls could do it. Yeah, but anyway. So
Yeah.
really, if you want like different colors on a dinosaur, different like traits, it really does boil down to breeding and genetics and things like that. The technical things.
Yep.
There was one scientist, I forgot who it was. He made bioluminescent cats, and they glowed bright green in the dark.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Hey, you never lose your cat.
It was so freaky.
Just replace the cat with a parasaur. Easy.
Yeah, basically. I have no idea how he did that, but that's kind of crazy to think. I mean, hey, maybe we could have like a crazy scientist actually make real bioluminescent dinosaurs. I don't know why you would want that,
That'd be kind
but
of cool.
ayo, whatever.
They would be easier for predators to see, and when you go to sleep, you'll just see them, and you won't be
Yeah,
able to
like,
go
what
to
would
sleep.
be the use of being bioluminescent if there are predators like around? Like they'd see you from a mile away.
Maybe for like dinosaur shows, like fashion shows, but for dinosaur pets.
Maybe.
Remember
But
the trailer for Dominion, Jurassic World Dominion, and
What
they
about
showed the horses running with duck-billed dinosaurs.
the Parasaurology?
We could use those for horses.
Would they act under the same intelligence? That's the thing. I mean, we could look at a
Maybe.
Parasaurolophus and think, yeah, we could ride that. But the question is, how effective would it be, and how well could they follow direction?
Maybe we could have like where we have like horses where like a harness goes to their mouth and we train them just kind of like horses a little bit to make them, and over time they'll learn to do it.
Pterosaurs run on their two hind feet. Horses run on all four, so you would be tilted back, and there's a risk of you falling off.
Yeah, you'd have to make an entirely different saddle. Also,
Yeah.
Slaymation says, "Congrats on 1K, man. Thank you." Gaming Ram, you have 1K sub. Thank you. Basically, they're all telling me that I have 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on the way, well, I do see one that's like kneeling down on its feet while walking on all fours. They could either
Well,
walk
yeah,
on
that's
two
how
legs or four
Parasaurolophus
legs.
walk. They're primarily quadrupeds, but when they have to run, they rear up on their hind limb.
You could make like a saddle that like moves depending on the height. Well, the way the angle,
Like have it gyrate or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like,
and that would also make it easier for when they like jump or bend down. You can easily move in the saddle so you don't fall out.
Yeah.
Because I know with a horse, if it jumps, you want to kind of lean backwards, and well, depending on whether it's going forward or backward, you have to lean in the saddle so it doesn't hurt the horse, and so it's easier for you to stay in the saddle.
Yeah. But the Parasaurolophus, when it rears up, its body's already kind of tilted a little bit. So
Yeah.
how far back would you have to lean?
Not that far. You would just kind of have to maybe lean a little bit forward so because you want your body to be aligned to try to stay as straight as possible with the angle that the animal's going. So if it's raising up, you want to stay straight. Try to stay straight in the saddle so it doesn't angle you to fall out or doesn't mess up the animal's balance.
Yeah.
We're talking a lot about saddles.
I used to have a horse, so I'm kind of into this stuff.
You know what would make for a great guard dog or whatever?
What?
A Pachycephalosaurus.
Utah Raptor.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, of course, that's what you meant.
Here comes a Packy
No,
revenue
like dead
in the head.
serious. I think Pachycephalosaurus would be like a great, like it basically be the equivalent of a bighorn sheep. Really.
And see, you got different sizes with those.
I think instead of Packy, we could either have Dracorex or Stiggy, the younger version.
Here's a problem with that.
Genetically modified to just stay younger, like dwarf cats, so it doesn't really kill what it hits.
Basically, they're like the Peter Pan of the Pachycephalosaurus. They can't grow up. I don't know about that. Maybe we could make miniature Pachycephalosaurus, just keep the same species but shrink it.
Yeah.
But
kind of like how we have miniature horses.
Horse as a whole might be like it's when they're fully grown, they're already about the size of a man. They're about close to 5 feet tall. But shrinking them down any smaller is not going to make them any more difficult to, manage. A single headbutt, like even if it's a small one, can pretty much destroy your insides. And if it hits you like in between the legs, especially if you're a dude, you're gonna have what we gentlemen call testicular trauma. Maybe iguanodon would be a good saddle animal. Maybe.
Yep.
But iguanodon is also one of those creatures where it walks on all fours but runs on 2 legs.
Yeah. It'd be kind of like the same concept as the duckbill.
Yeah. A good saddle animal dinosaur though. What would that be?
Like.
I mean, Dinokairis maybe, because we see it in the aisle running on all fours. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's accurate though.
Well.
But I'm assuming maybe.
If it's kind of like an elephant, elephants you really don't have to wear saddles for. You just have to control them by the back of their ears.
Ride them back. Yeah, but dinosaurs don't really have giant ears.
But maybe they have like certain points on them that we could use to like tap and then to go
like
that direction.
The, like under the arm or on the shoulder.
Yeah. Or we could have a
saddle.
saddle.
An elephant behind the ear, it tells it to turn.
Yeah.
I think that's basically with like any saddle animal. Like if you want it to turn a certain way, you just tap it.
Yeah.
In the way you want to go.
I kind of envision like the way we would use dinosaurs is kind of like in Dinotopia, a little bit.
Yeah.
How they always have saddles and harnesses.
Holding spears.
Well, not that concept, but I meant like where they use them kind of like for transportation, carrying things around, stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, saddle animals, we could definitely talk about them more, because one of the other topics I do want to cover is transportation. But as far as like domesticating dinosaurs, saddle animals would definitely be one of the things that would equate to domestication.
Yep.
We just got to figure out which one is actually good to ride on.
Because we got to think of speed, we got to think of the ability, the size.
So, like, larger dinosaurs, like, giant ornithopods, would be great for, like, livestock, as horses and donkeys and things like that. Maybe they could also be raised as cattle, for meat.
Yep. Or as if they're similar to horses and can, like, run kind of fast, we could also use those as small transportation animals, too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Oh, imagine riding like a pterodactyl. Hee, that'd be quite cool. We could
pterodactyl is actually a very tiny pterosaur.
Yeah, but I bet like the big giant ones.
Something like a Quetzalcoatlus.
Yeah, if we could figure out how to ride those, That'd be kind
I
of cool.
feel like we would be too heavy for them to lift off the ground because Quetzalcoatlus, despite being as big as a giraffe, is surprisingly very light to the point where I think if a person were to ride on it, it would not be able to take off,
Yeah.
or even if it were to fly, it wouldn't be able to do it very well.
Well, how much does their prey weigh? Like, whether they get like a, depending on the size of their prey and how they transport it,
Well, they
that
can
could be
easily
about the size of us,
they
depending
can
on what our
easily
weight is.
swallow. I'm imagining they could easily swallow a creature as big as a man, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they can carry one like in the air.
Well, it might be different on their back rather than in their mouth. Like, because if you like lay yourself out to even out with its body, they could possibly carry you.
Yeah, maybe.
It also depends on your weight. If like you're say
I
100
can
something
imagine.
pounds, that could work. But if you're over that, you might. I don't
can-
think that'd work.
I can almost imagine like a, what was it, like a, I don't know what it is, like the terrace, the Quetzalcoatlus is on top, you're strapped onto its belly, and you're kind of like doing this flying suit thing with your arms and legs spread out on the Quetzalcoatlus's chest.
Yeah, it might
and
work
you're just
kind of like a
strapped
little
onto
bat.
it.
Kind of like
What about amusement parks and the petting zoos? Petting zoos there.
like
Okay,
zoos.
Like
That's
have
actually,
a
that's
like a
actually
baby
separate
of a
topic that I wanna
Apatosaurus.
cover. That's a separate topic that I want to cover, which is basically, attractions.
I thought that would be a separate topic, but that's why I said petting zoos because it's kind of related to what we're talking about. Like,
Well, petting zoos
Yeah.
would probably be exclusive to, like you said, baby dinosaurs or very small ones.
Or we could have larger ones like we do elephants and stuff. Just we got to make an
Where
enclosure.
has there ever been a petting zoo with an elephant?
A zoo. A zoo
I've
is a
never
giant
seen
petting
a
zoo.
I have never seen a zoo that allowed you to touch or feed an elephant.
I did, but it was a baby. Like you could do babies, but I meant like full adults. You would have it as actual zoo and maybe have like a little section with babies in it. But I kind of feel uncomfortable letting people touch a baby because the parents might get angry and destroy things. Maybe
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like smaller animals, of course.
Omni will be very angry.
Kind of like in the first Jurassic World, I see those little tiny baby dinosaurs, not with their parents.
Whoa! Someone just subscribed.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, thank you, F
Sorry.
New Gustian for subscribing to the channel. You are officially the 1001st subscriber on the channel. 1001.
One is
hell?
very good grammar.
But yeah, if like in Jurassic World, the first one they had where they had baby dinosaurs in a little petting
like
zoo
the
and they
kid-
could ride them. I would always
riding the
feel
Triceratops.
uncomfortable doing that.
The that one kid hugging the baby Apatosaurus by the neck.
Yeah, it's like that could hurt
That's
it.
my favorite
It's
shot
just
right
a
there.
baby.
That's why I said
I'm like, kid, let that thing go. You're choking it to death.
It's like this. It's basically equivalent to like the age of that would be like a toddler, like a little itty bitty like 1-year-old, and you're hugging it like you're gonna tear its neck apart. It's like
Like you're gonna pop its head off.
that should be with its
not
parent.
a toy. It's a living animal.
Exactly. It's like in real life, I would not think they would have something like that. They would not
Well,
allow
you
the
never know.
babies
Maybe
to
if
be away
people
from their
are-
parents that young.
Or maybe like they do like keep the babies away, but only for a little while, and even then
Yeah.
they are not too far away from the parents, so they
Yeah.
know that they are around and that they are safe.
For like when like in China they take care of pandas. If the panda has twins, it'll only take care of one, so they have to like split them up. But they alternate the cub, so the mother always thinks it has one cub, but in reality it has two. That's how they do the success rate of the breeding in that. But they don't keep it that long. They like alternate every like 2 hours and several times a day. Just to make sure it has one-on-one time with the mom, and also it's getting the nutrition from the milk, but also staying warm and healthy, while the other sibling is in like an incubator also getting help and stuff, and they just alternate.
This is just reminding me of that one video with the baby panda sneezing. Have y'all seen that?
Yeah.
Choo! I think it's funny.
Yep.
Like that was a video back in the day when YouTube was just starting.
Mhm. I remember that video.
I also remember the baby forming powder thing. But anyway, that's off topic. That's off topic. Yeah, petting zoos. But now I think we have to come to the time where we talk about dinosaurs that shouldn't be pets and dinosaurs that should be illegally that shouldn't be
Well,
that should be illegal to own.
I think if we had T-Rexes, they would be like a dumber down version. Like all the carnivores would be smaller due to generations and stuff, evolution. They would all be smaller.
I
but
think any dinosaur
they'd be considered wild ones.
A carnosaur, an albelosaur, a spinosaur, any of the big carnivores should immediately be seen as illegal because they grow big and they are not safe to be around.
It's like comparing having a house cat to a giant lion. It's like a lion's illegal. A house cat's okay. A lion's illegal.
For like Utah Raptors and Pachycephalosaurus and maybe even Carnotaurs, so definitely have to have a license.
Yeah.
For the Utah and Pachy, you'll probably have to have a license.
I feel like
maybe
Utah
would be illegal.
I feel like Utah Raptor would be illegal.
Yeah.
Just because of the what's the term? What's the word I'm looking for? No, it's not a trait. It's the
instinct.
Consequences of having them around. Because you gotta remember, Utah Raptor, and I've said this countless times and I'm gonna say it again, are considered to be the most dangerous dinosaurs that have ever lived. They're bulky,
intelligent too.
They're about as smart as modern day birds of prey. They have sharp teeth and claws. That's not a house pet. That's a wild animal. That should never be in anyone's house.
There would be handlers like Steve Irwin.
Yeah,
handled
it could be trained.
Which was illegal to have an alligator. Well, not illegal, but you could get a license. But there would be handlers you know what I'm talking about. But like they can get on shows.
If that's a gator, it's slow and it can't really run that fast on land. You get a raptor.
It's like having a cheetah.
As a human. You're asking for trouble. Utah would be illegal 100%. Thank you, Slaymations. Yeah, I think Utah Raptor, Achillobator, and Dakota Raptor, those three all together, would be illegal because they're way too big and way too unpredictable.
It's basically equivalent to having like a cheetah. Well, you can raise a cheetah, but it's still dangerous.
You have to have a license.
Yeah.
It all boils down to a license, and that makes me ask this next question. What dinosaurs would actually be eligible for like having a license? Like, we need to think about like size as a contributing factor. We need to think about ferocity, and like all that sort of thing. I feel like while Utah Raptor would be illegal, Monolophosaurus and Dilophosaurus would actually be legal as long as you had a license.
Yeah. Technically, you can have license.
Dilo was taller than us, but at least it didn't spit venom. Or have a frill. But if it did have a frill, they could genetically, intentionally do that to like, it could stand by your door and guard your door like a.
I feel like just having a Dilophosaurus in your house, period, would be scary enough. They're almost as tall as a human. I don't think they look like they do in the aisle, but if they did, that'd be scary. Just hear the. I can't do that.
That'd be creepy at night. You try to sleep and that thing just wailing.
Sleep and you hear that hooting noise in the dark and you're like, fuck you.
Imagine like having dinosaurs that make noises in the morning like birds do, but it's louder, and you're trying to sleep with the window open. It's like you're just yelling out the window, "Shut up! I'm trying to sleep."
Well, I don't think dinosaurs could really get that loud, so I don't think that'd be a problem.
Yeah.
Unless you
Dinosaurs
have a
couldn't roar,
Parasaurolophus.
so we don't have to worry about that.
Unless it was a Parasaurolophus, I think those could be pretty loud because of their head crest.
Yeah.
And the carnivores couldn't roar, so that wouldn't be too much of a problem.
Biologosaurus, I also feel like would not be an illegal choice. You would just have to have a license for that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a too terribly big of a carnivore, but it should still be something that should be, treated with caution.
Yep.
Let's see. Another. We
Also,
really talked about carnivores being illegal. What about herbivores or
I think
omnivores
like a
that would be illegal?
Triceratops would be
Oviraptor,
illegal
maybe
because of
maybe you
the
could
horns.
get a license for Oviraptor. Or
Oviraptor would probably be legal. I think that would be a dinosaur you could keep.
I think a
It would be very
Triceratops
weird.
would be illegal because it'd be equivalent to a rhino.
You
Yeah.
could, for Oviraptor, you could keep the eggs, but it'll probably attack you because, they were really protective of their eggs, apparently. And they didn't
they
steal
were.
them. So you couldn't really get the eggs from it.
No.
I guess not.
It would die before it let you have those eggs.
Gigantoraptor would be illegal, though. That thing's just way too big.
Yep.
It's basically a giant oviraptor.
Yep.
Any of the therizinosaurs, like Northornicus and Therizinosaurus, would be illegal. Again, because they're big, and plus they have, although they're herbivores, they have long, sharp claws. I mean,
Yeah.
Therizinosaurus alone has 3-foot-long claws on each hand. So that alone should say illegal, illegal, illegal.
Yep.
Like right then and there.
That thing way too dangerous.
Bipaosaurus,
Okay.
though, which is another therizinosaur, I think that would possibly be legal with a license. Because it is a smaller therizinosaur.
Yeah.
Protoceratops is a ceratopsian. I think that would be considered legal. Because it's a small animal. It's about the size of a sheep, really.
Yeah.
So I think you could keep that. I don't know why you'd want one, but... I mean, heck, you might not even need a license for it. You could probably raise it like livestock.
Yeah, basically. It'd be
What's
like
the
having a
next
little sheep or
topic gonna be about on the next podcast? Because I'm thinking the next topic should be poachers
I mean, like,
and hunting.
hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hunting and poachers, like illegal hunting, or maybe bounty hunters. Like you have to go set out to
Yeah,
kill the
like
carnivores in
Prize,
the area.
prize hunting. Yeah, I know what you mean. We'll definitely cover that. But Dinokairis, illegal.
Furry dinosaur, good pet. You can just pet it.
Yeah, except it's got long claws, long arms, and it would be a very hard animal to maintain in the first place because it's an herbivore, but it was also, I think, specialized in eating fish. So it was kind of like a herbivore piscivore sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where would you get that much fish to feed that thing?
Just let it just hang out in the pond, and with those
Yeah.
long claws, just kill all the crocodiles in the area. So that would be a problem solved.
Yeah, but I feel like that'd be more of a problem than anything else because you're just killing off the ecosystem's predators.
Well, I
But
know
the new
for
predator is Dinokairis.
like when you have like bears and stuff in a zoo, they gotta feed them like so much meat, and they normally feed them fish. You would just probably have to buy the. It'd probably be equivalent to buying fish for a bear. So maybe
Except
that
the
way.
bear is a giant duck, humpbacked
Yeah.
thing.
We would probably have it in a zoo and not have it as a pet.
Yeah, definitely in the zoo, 100%.
Yeah.
That thing is huge. I think it's also considered an ornithomimid, and if that's the case, it is the biggest one of all.
Yeah.
Also, the most bizarre. It doesn't look like an ostrich; it looks like a duck. It's also going to be in Prehistoric Planet.
Mhm.
I think this would be the first time. Like, no, this is the second time Dinokairis has been in a documentary. But either way, I digress. So basically, the consensus is yeah, certain dinosaurs are illegal based on like size and ferocity, and certain animals can be kept as long as they have a license for it.
Yep.
I think we've really reached a. I don't know what to say. Like, I think we reached a conclusion, really, unless you guys have something else to throw out.
I think it always just depends on the size of the animal, whether it's a herbivore, omnivore,
Or
or
carnivore.
carnivore, whether we could have it or not. I say if it's small enough, if it's a carnivore, then we could have it if it's small. But if it gets to like the bigger than a dog, I don't think so.
Nope. Unless it's a farm esque animal sort of thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, this podcast episode was only 50 minutes long, but I think we covered quite a lot, and I think we talked about quite enough of it.
Yeah.
So I think this is where I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight.
Okie dokie.
All right, so this has been Ancient Futures, you guys. Let us know in the comments what you guys think of all this. What dinosaurs do you think would be domesticated? Which ones do you think would be illegal? All that sort of thing. And of course, leave a like, subscribe today, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything new. Link to the Discord in the description down below. And until next time, this is Tyrannos Senpai and the Ancient Futures podcast team signing off.
Bye bye.
Alrighty then. Take care now.
Ew.
Bye bye then.
And that's the end for our video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on the
Alright,
next
guys.
podcast.